Sometimes it's as entertaining to watch Virginia Tech's head coach Buzz Williams on the bench as watching the actual game. He's passionate, to say the least, and has dedicated his life to basketball. He earned his nickname Buzz when he was a student manager at Navarro Junior College for buzzing around the basketball facilities. 20 years later, he'd be a head coach in the ACC. His is a story of persistence in this week's ACC Profile.
Paying my own way to be a manager at a junior college, and then having an opportunity to go to an NAIA school at OCU. My paradigm started very small, and it continued very small in increments. And the only choice that I had was to be persistent. That's why sometimes I'm not real good at answering big picture questions, because I'm not a real good big picture guy, because none of this was ever in my lens as my career unfolded. But what has been in my lens is being persistent and being consistent in my approach to being persistent. It was the only way that I knew to be persistent during that time. And it has become so habitual that I still do it now. So anytime I would meet a coach, I didn't understand the difference between Division I or Division III or what the conferences were. When I got a business card, the only thing I knew to do to try to build a relationship was write him a note. But I'm 18, I'm 20 years old, I don't know exactly what you're supposed to say. So I would just kind of say the same thing every week. Coach, I hope you're doing good. Give them a sentence of whatever was going on with the particular team that I was a manager for. And then that has kind of spilled over into how I recruited when I was an assistant. And it's very similar to how I build relationships now as a head coach. The guys that have been the best to me have been the guys that are a generation or two ahead of me, that have been unbelievably kind. George Raveling, Wimp Sanderson, guys, Eddie Sutton. I mean, I write those guys. I still talk to those guys. Those guys have meant the world to me. In many ways, I do think that it's a great fit. I think that it's a great fit for who I am and what I'm about, what the Hokies are and what they're about. And I'm excited about the opportunity to build something there, because I think the community, I think that part of the state, I think our administration, even our students for that matter, I think they're hungry for a rebirth of Virginia Tech basketball. When you think about Coach Pitino and Coach Boeheim and Coach Williams and Coach K, I mean, those are guys that I pre-order their books before they come out. I did that when I was a kid, and I still do that as an adult. And so I think history will mark this as the best league ever in college basketball. And obviously, when you talk about 4 Hall of Fame guys, you're talking about, you know, a fourth of our league. They're active Hall of Fame coaches. And so for me, early in my career, to even think of myself in that same realm, I don't. It just so happens that I'm employed at an institution that's in that same league, and we've got to try to learn as many lessons from those coaches, I do, so that we can have an opportunity, hopefully, to grow this and be the best that we can be.